So my name is Damien Kringus. I'm a experimental model engineer, marine model engineer, and this is my workshop. I create marine models, boats, seaplanes, submarines, whatever. I basically create models that I test on water, so they're remote control, so they're working models. And then I video them and put them on my YouTube channel. I started this hobby. I used to work in a very stressful industry. I worked in aged care, which was really, really stressful, when I was working like heaps of hours, and it was just like, it was getting to the point where I thought, I'm going to fucking just die, So I decided to semi-retire. So I got a job in a really cool casual sort of place, and and everything was fine, but I had all this time. And then I thought, God, I got to do something. I can't just rely on the internet. So I thought, I've always loved the water, and I'm not stupid enough to buy a real boat. So I thought maybe fishing, but I don't like killing things. And then I thought, well, what about model boats? That would be cool. So little, model engineer, motorboats, remote control, that's me. And so I just basically found a club and started. And then, eventually I just sort of just fitted in. I was doing a lot of stuff. And now it's great. It's relaxing. I get to build machines that are just like fantastic. I mean, some sink, some don't, some catch fire. Although it's good when it catches fire, I like that. But essentially, it's very relaxing and rewarding. When people ask me what the hardest thing about my hobby, it's not hard. It's well, there are things that are quite difficult. Like, so when you're building a model boat or a real boat, you have the shape. So boats have a beautiful shape, and they change shape, and so you have like 3 or 4 different changes in the shape. So when you build the hull, which is the bottom part of the boat, you have to follow that shape. So the bow, which is the front, goes from, obviously, that to pointy. That's extremely hard to do, but hard, it's not in a bad way. It's hard in a good way, because it challenges you. You think, and especially if you're working with wood, natural products and things like that, you're thinking, how am I going to do this? How did they do it? I mean, people have been doing it for thousands of years in real boats. Why can't I do it, and how can I do it? And so, hard, yes, but bad, no. It's actually quite a good challenge, and it's like I said, it's very relaxing. So I think the most rewarding thing about my hobby, and I think this is probably true with any hobby, if you get that connection, the biggest reward is that it gives me more than I give it, if that makes any sense. So I spend hours and hours building things, but what I get from it is much more than I give. So I can actually I completely enjoy it, and it doesn't matter what hobby you pursue. If you can get that balance where it gives you more than you give it, then I think you've hit the nail on the head. I don't really think in terms of an end. There's no end. There's no opus. There's not something like, oh my God, I created this thing that floats and it does this thing and blah blah blah. Now I have to stop. I don't think in terms of that. I just think basically I'll just keep going until I just stop. I mean, when you reach my age, I mean, you certainly do have a you do see the sort of termination point. So I just keep going until I can.